But, yeah, it's going to be close.
So here it is, Fly Racing 30-second card, sideways. 250 Moto 1, revs are up. Gates down. Bumping, banging into the first turn. It looks like Cooper going to try to control it. He's got the motorsport.com hole shot with RJ Hampshire right behind.
Another hole shot for Cooper in Moto 1. This has been his strong suit so far this season. Caught a couple of bumps there going into the turn and allowed Hampshire, or wait, it is
Hampshire.
Hampshire.
Then Varese, Hampshire's teammate, fill-in rider. Oh, then Varese goes wide, and here comes about 3 riders pushing and shoving by.
And one of them, I believe, is Jet Lawrence. He'll be on the red Honda in white gear. And I'm trying to look and see. I know Faulkner was up there, but...
Yeah, I think that's who that is on the Kawasaki in third. So now Hampshire, look at this. He has been all over Cooper right since the start, looking to make a pass for the lead. Hampshire almost had it. Hampshire going to run the outside. He is aggressive early on here. Too far outside. And let's see what Faulkner can do. We have not seen many good starts from him this year.
Yeah, it's certainly a good position there for the Kawasaki rider running in third right now. You notice they put down a little bit of water in spots, but just like I expected, this course here at Prairie City, with it being close to 90 degrees right now, it's going to dry out a lot, and they're trying to keep some water down to keep this track moist, but it's hot out there. It's hot and dry, and track's going to be a little wet in spots. Look at all the water on the face of this tabletop right here.
Oh, Jet Lawrence is down. Jet Lawrence goes down in the first lap. He's okay, but he's going to lose a ton of spots.
And he also lost his visor.
Wow.
So not at all what the 18-year-old needed was to have any sort of slip-up. Now he's got to regroup. Mentally, he has to limit the damage right now and not do it again. Okay, so this is all on him. He just gets a little sideways.
Oh!
Remember I talked about they put the water down. He finds a wet spot right there, and just ever so slightly. This is just nothing big. Right there, so slippery, and it catches him off guard. He goes down. That's losing a ton of positions, which positions mean points, and points is what you need for the championship.
Well, I know it wasn't a hard crash, but when you look at it in slow motion, you see how quickly it can come unraveled. He could have damaged the clutch lever on the left side of the bike. He could have twisted an ankle or a knee the way he bounced off the ground. It really, I would think for a rider, Jeff, does that run through your mind, like remind you of all the bad things that can happen when one bad thing happens?
Well, yeah, but you can't compound it and make a second mistake.
Right.
The negative thing right now, other than as they run, he has lost a ton of points to our leader, Justin Cooper. Also, he lost his visor, okay? So your visor is such a critical part of your apparel, okay? When you get roosted from a rider in front of you, you can lower your head, put your chin towards your chest, and block the roost that's coming towards you to save your goggles. With no visor, Lawrence, as he's going to try to make his way through all these riders to gain those points back, he's going to get blasted. Chances are he's going to go through tear-offs quicker than normal. If he gets to the point where he runs out of tear-offs, now he gets to a place where he has to use his left hand or his thumb or his fingers or whatever part of his glove could possibly still be clean to try to clear his lens. So really has put himself in a bad position here to start out what's supposed to be championship day for him.
It's a 23-point lead for Lawrence coming into this moto. A moto win pays 25 points. You have to finish in the top 20 to score any points at all. So just to give you an idea, if Lawrence were to somehow not finish in the top 20 and Cooper wins this moto, Cooper would take the points lead. Hunter Lawrence, trying to see where we are on timing and scoring. I see Hunter Lawrence's name, not Jet. Jet Lawrence, I believe, is out of the top 20 right now.
Top 20 means 0 points.
So
a win
we
by
froze
Cooper
this race right now, if it ended like this, probably not, but if it ended like this, Cooper would take the points lead.
Yep.
That's how dire that early crash is. Another one. A rider has gone down, and Jet got tangled with him.
Jason, what did I say about not compounding the situation?
Yep.
Okay, One mistake, fine. Twice, you just cannot do it. And we'll have to see if we have tape on that, because he got together with another rider that time, once again in a really wet, slippery spot. So
that was Tyson Johnson, who was at 20th. He goes down. Lawrence was at 23rd, tangled with him. So we're going to see if Jet lost more time.
All right, what happens? Let's do this rhythm section. Oh, the rider in front of him goes down. Oh, talk about bad luck. And he gets on the brakes on the Honda. Almost nose wheelies over the bars into an endo.
This is incredible.
Okay.
So 3 more riders went by. When they crossed the finish line the next time around, which is a few corners away, we'll re-update what position he is in. Let's send it down to Ashley.
The communication between mechanic and rider as Jet just came by. His mechanic just told him, calm and be you. So just focus on being calm out there. I know these situations when you go down not once but twice, your adrenaline can get going. I know Jeff can talk about that a little more, but being calm is very important for this young rider right now.
Well,
easier said than done.
It is. And okay, so Jet just turned 18, right? We've all been 18 before. His maturity level on the bike and how he races is not that of an 18-year-old. He's much wiser, much smarter. Certainly not how you want to start off championship day. Okay, this is not what they planned. This isn't what Eric Kehoe and all the Honda HRC team members and Johnny Omar, his coach, anyone this is not what they wanted. But how's he going to react to it? Okay, what's he going to do now? Can he hold his composure? Can he start to regain his focus and start picking off riders one by one? Because at this point, right, he's shown that he's the strongest, most fit rider out there. Okay, how far through the field can he get? Because you never know. One position in this moto may make the difference for the title.
We have him currently circulating in 22nd place. No points scored. You got to get into the top 20. So right now, Justin Cooper would be your points leader, but obviously a long way to go. Just a few laps into this first 30-minute and 20-lap moto. Only 7 minutes have clicked off. Watch our Parts Limited drone cam. Cooper has pulled away a bit now from Hampshire. Lead is about 2 seconds. Forkner third. Schwartz, Varese, Hunter Lawrence, 6th. Volan, Shimoda, Kitchen. That's your top 10 as we go back to our leader. Hey, Justin Cooper doing what he needs to do.
Well, it was his words, right? When he said, look, I can only control what I can control. And so no matter what, for Justin Cooper, the goal is to come here and win both motos and let everything else shake out how it shakes out. Either you get the points in your champion or you don't. But after what he's been through the last month, trying to get through this fractured bone in his right thumb, also keep it concealed, not letting your competition.
He was asked many times, Cooper, in the press conferences.
You asked him many times.
We all did in the media, and he just kept saying, I wasn't feeling it, just a rough day. He wasn't really letting on. He mentioned being sick, but he never mentioned the thumb until today. He just got a big kick into that roller section. All right, we'll reset after this first break. Justin Cooper looking for maximum points, leading the way, pulling a gap over RJ Hampshire. But the big story, not just one, but 2 crashes for Jet Lawrence. Bad start. Then this one is all on his own. And then when he goes to the back of the pack after this crash, then you get caught up in the troubles of other riders. And that's what happened here when Tyson Johnson goes down. Jet Lawrence up to 20th. MAV TV brings you the Lucas Oil Racing Block. See new episodes from American Sprint Car Series, Pro Pulling League, Late Model Dirt Series, and more weeknights on MAV TV. And a shakeup here. This would appear to be mechanical problems for Austin Forkner, who is running 3rd in the moto.
Oh, so frustrating. Had a good start. Looked like he was running up front and just gave a thumbs up to some fans right there. But unfortunately, the machine has let go.
This puts Dylan Schwartz on the Suzuki, the Bar X Chaparral machine, in 3rd. But who is also going to help. We have been counting the positions for Jet Lawrence, your series leader, who went down twice early in this moto. He is up to 16th. And every top-level rider that he doesn't have to catch and pass is going to help him. He won't have to worry about Forkner in this moto. It's Robbie Raynard, who's the coach and trainer for Forkner. And, man, that's the way Forkner's season has gone. Anytime it looks like things are finally going to swing his way, he has a problem. We catch back up to Lawrence right now. He's got Derek Kelly right behind him. That's 16 for Lawrence still.
Yeah, taking a look at Hunter Lawrence. He's 6th here in this blue gear. But the top 10, Jason, is just riddled with rookies or new pros. You've got Schwartz, Mosman, Boland, Varese, Levi Kitchen. Austin Black is right there inside the top, what's he running, 12th.
Yeah, good to see Austin Black, only his second pro race, made his debut last week at Fox Raceway.
Well, earlier today when we did our qualifying program, Jason, remember I said this is a good track for a rookie. The track preparation, the conditions of the track being a little bit flatter, like not as deep, not as rutted. It seems to the younger riders excel. Track isn't overly rough right now. I wouldn't say that it's super challenging yet. Second moto, I think this place is going to be gnarly. It's going to be really hard on your hands when it gets really chopped out. But right now, you can see the track pretty dry in spots, not in others, as Jet Lawrence found out on lap 1. But taking a look at his older brother here, Hunter Lawrence, who has a win this year, was definitely not on a clay hard-packed track. It was the sands of Southwick.
Good battle right here between Voland and Hunter Lawrence, and that battle is 5th and 6th. Mosman is right in this mix as well, and then as we mentioned, Schwartz is 3rd.
Well, and so Hunter Lawrence, obviously he grew up in Australia. I mean, even a flight is 15 hours from here. Voland, who he's battling with, grew up 15 minutes from here. Literally slept in his own bed last night at the family home.
And a legend here because his dad and his uncle, Tyson and Talon Voland, they raced. They're obviously local natives as well, and they are local pros, and then eventually went on to motocross and supercross success both in the U.S. and in Europe. So the Voland name has been yelled throughout these hills for a long time. And Max, the next generation, see how he can do here at his home race. He's under pressure, it appears now, with Shimoda starting to close. And Shimoda has gotten around Varese. Varese, again, second shot at it with Rockstar Husqvarna. He's a fill-in. Jalik Swoll and Styles Robertson are out injured with that team. Look at the leader. RJ Hampshire just won't go away. He's keeping a little bit of heat on Justin Cooper. And Cooper has to win this moto. He needs every point right now.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Justin Cooper, there is no other goal except to win the motos and get the full 25 points for this win. Remember, Hampshire is also battling for a top 3 in this championship also as far as points goes.
Yes, he wants to catch Hunter Lawrence for 3rd in the series. He told me this morning there is a little bonus from the team if he can get 3rd in points. So there is absolutely every reason for Hampshire, for his own individual rewards, to go for it.
If there was any positive, or positive is probably the wrong word, but Hampshire's been sick.
Yes.
In qualifying practice, he got off the bike during the second qualifying practice and sat out. Literally off the bike, sat on a bike stand for about half of the qualifier, which is totally, uncharacteristic of anyone. Usually you go ride all the laps. So he's saving it for these 2 motos, and with 15 minutes to go, he is letting it all hang out here in Moto 1.
Oh, he's got to dig deep, too, to overcome the illness. With 15 minutes left, you can also save 15% or more on your insurance with a 15-minute phone call to Geico. Yeah, Hampshire said... Well, go ahead.
No, I was just saying you don't have to dig deep in your wallet because you save 15%.
Oh, keep it shallow. That's what I do. So Hampshire told me it has been 4 weeks that he's had an illness. He's had several COVID tests. They've been negative. But he basically cannot ride during the week. He's tried a few times. He'll do 2, 3, 4 laps, and that's all he has in him. He doesn't even know how he's done the second motos the last couple of races. He'll go to the line completely spent. Still able to grind out some decent results with our Parts Limited drone cam. You can see he's keeping Cooper in sight.
I probably should have gone over there and talked to him. He would have gave me the goods. You being a media guy.
Maybe that's what it is, dude.
You being the actual media guy that could use the information.
Can't be trusted, though.
It can't be trusted.
Yes.
A writer like me, who's an analyst, that it doesn't. I'm not going to post it anywhere except talk about it on TV. It'd be like, oh yeah, it's this and that.
Okay, well, let's say that on TV is pretty darn public. Let's see if Hampshire, sick and all, can keep the heat on Cooper. I feel like this last time around, yes, Cooper added 0.8 of a second to his lead, so it looked like the lead was growing. The watch doesn't lie. Hampshire still digging, though. Schwartz looking for a first-ever career podium. Could it happen? Running third. Mosiman fourth. Hunter Lawrence fifth. Then you saw that battle with Volan, Shimoda, Varese, Kitchen, and Fry. Ran out of the top 10. Jet Lawrence is now up to 12th. So your series leader trying to minimize the damage. 12th is worth 9 points. A moto win for Cooper is worth 25. So that is a 16-point swing as we speak. Now Lawrence has picked up another spot. He's gotten around the rookie, Austin Black, so he is in 11th.
Well, the Yamaha guys have got to be happy with how Justin Cooper is managing this final race. He's got pressure, but all he has to do is stay in front by an inch, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter how much you win by. Yeah, absolutely. And he has had no problems. First motos, he's won plenty of them this year, but none would be as big as this. Probably has no idea where Jet Lawrence is. All he can do is keep it pinned and hope. It is not over. Justin Cooper leading the way here at Hangtown on the Monster Star Racing Yamaha, but the always determined, never cheat you for effort, RJ Hampshire is running in the number 2 spot in the Rockstar Husqvarna, and every time it looks like Cooper has maybe put Hampshire away, Hampshire is able to creep back into the picture. Gap a little over 2.5 seconds right now.
Well, visually to me, it looks like Cooper has been totally in the zone, and he's riding very efficient. Oh, outside of that did not look good.
No.
It looks like Hampshire's been working hard, and with Hampshire's illness and not feeling 100%, the end of this moto is where Cooper can really stretch it out as we go to the motorsport.com whole shot replay.
Watch Jet Lawrence.
It's
Bad
not
start.
good right
No.
away. Jet gets displaced, and as they come through the first turn and race towards the stripe, once again, it's Justin Cooper, the number 32 on the Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha. How many hole shots that got to be now?
I'd have to look that up.
A bunch of them.
Yes,
a third
he's been
of them,
by
maybe,
far
if not more.
the best starter this year. And the first motos have been good. So we now know that Cooper broke his thumb. Second moto crash at Washougal. He still won the first moto at the next race at Unadilla. He won the first moto again at the next race at Budds Creek. And he could be headed to a first moto win now because he is really starting to stretch it on Hampshire, who you're watching here in the number 2 spot. Hampshire, by the way, it's pretty cool, the Rockstar team. This is September 11th, of course. Our thoughts are with the memories of those 20 years ago in that tragedy, and they are running American-themed graphics on the team. And also, Hampshire, we believe, was going to be a part of the American Motocross and Nations team. But just this week, Team USA has announced they will not compete in the World Team Championships this year with COVID and travel restrictions just too difficult. But they're still going to let Hampshire race today with his red, white, and blue gear, the red, white, and blue graphics on the bike. Let's check back in with our series leader, Jet Lawrence. Has he made it into the top 10 now? Yes. Mosiman, it's because Mosiman went down. So Mosiman was in 4th, and he went down. With Schwartz.
Oh,
they're tangled together.
And Mosiman had his leg in Schwartz's back wheel. It's a bad place to be. You've got the gas way over there outside of the FMF banners. And what a bummer. I wonder if they didn't get together each, because Schwartz had the moto of his young career going. So definitely frustrating for both of those riders. I will say, though, Jason, considering what has happened to Jet Lawrence, the fact that he now has got himself into 10th position.
Well, we'll see after they come back
the
through.
Damages, yeah.
Well, a little fortunate here with a couple of things. First of all, Faulkner was running 3rd. His bike broke, and I don't know if he would have caught Schwartz and Mosiman, who were up there battling for 3rd. They took each other down. So those are going to be a few more positions gained, we think, depending on how quickly they were able to get back up.
Well, one thing about Jet is, yeah, he's a young 18-year-old kid, if you will. Like I said, I think he rides with a lot of intelligence. I think he rides with a lot of patience. I just don't see good things or bad things. They don't seem to affect him. And so if you're going to take a positive from this, he doesn't seem to be too rattled right now. He's just kind of rolling with the punches. Yeah, this moto has not gone as anyone would have planned on HRC Honda, but he's also stabilized it. And remember, he had the luxury of having a 23-point lead in the championship coming into today. Okay, so this is having a little points lead, or that's actually a pretty big points lead, is working in his favor, because even though he's going to give up some points right now, he's not going to give up the championship lead.
Well, he'd be 9 points up if it ended like this. Cooper can't increase what he's doing. He's scoring the max right now. But with each pass that Lawrence makes, he'd gain 1 point. Schwartz did get up in front of him, so Schwartz would be the next rider in line that Lawrence would try to pass. Schwartz here at 9th. There is Lawrence in 10th. He has a 9-point lead as they run right now. He could stretch it to 10 if he can get around Schwartz. Any position outside of the top 5 between 5th and 20th is a 1-point difference between each of those positions.
Yeah, and for Jet Lawrence, this is where you really have to be smart, but you have to dig deep. Now, put it into perspective, Dylan Schwartz's fastest lap is faster than what Jet Lawrence has turned.
Wow.
Okay, but that last time around, the Schwartz obviously with that crash, I mean, he turned like I think it was a 246,
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he would have caught Moseman and Schwartz, but luckily for him, they crashed, and I don't know if he would have caught Forkner, but his bike broke, so in a bad moto, he has had some good fortune. Obviously, that's racing. Things are going to happen throughout the pack.
And at these positions, the difference between 10th and 9th is only 1 point.
Yes.
So, but when you're talking about the championship, 1 point becomes so critical. You'll do anything here with 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go to get that point away from Schwartz, and then set your sight on Fry, who would be next in line.
So with Moseman and Schwartz crashing into each other, by the way, it's moved Hunter Lawrence up to 3rd, Shimoda to 4th, Volan 5th, then it's Kitchen, Varese, Fry, and then these two, Schwartz and Lawrence. And obviously a ton to gain for Lawrence, because every point could matter for this title. But if you're Schwartz, it's your first full year as a pro. You're making a name for yourself. You're going to fight for position. Lawrence is closing the gap quickly now.
Yeah, Lawrence has been at the end of any moto. I mean, he had a couple bad motos mid-championship, but
here it is, down to the inside, Jeff.
He's not waiting at all.
All right, he takes the measure of Schwartz. So that's 1 more point, 1 more position. It has certainly not gone the way Jet Lawrence wanted to draw it up today. Bad start, 2 crashes on the first lap. Had to fight his way into the top 10, scratching for points. Well, Justin Cooper leads. But he is making it interesting. 2 crashes early in this race. He was about last. He's come all the way through now for 9th. And he is not really gaining in the 8th place rider, Jarrett Fry. Now, here's something interesting we got a replay of.
Yeah, so watch. Lawrence right here gets past Schwartz. Pretty easy. Just made quick work of him. But watch when he hits this jump right here. Gives him a little hand signal. I didn't seem like Schwartz held him up or cut him off or anything.
Was it the other way around? Was he saying thanks for making it easy on me?
Well,
yeah.
I guess so. I didn't really think about it like that. But, yeah, yeah, possibly. Maybe they're buddies. I don't know.
Okay, so, yeah, you can see he's pulled away a bit. But we have to run the stopwatch here and see if he can catch Fry. And I'm going to tell you, Jarrett Fry has every reason to try to hold off Jet Lawrence, because he is a teammate on the Monster Star Yamaha with Justin Cooper.
Well, Jet Lawrence just set his fastest lap of the moto. So Jet has found his groove finally. It's not the best lap of anyone out there. That actually goes to Justin Cooper right now at a 217.8, but it was the fastest lap of anybody that time around.
So Jet's picking up his game when it matters most, but let me look at the gap here. It's still about 6 seconds between he and Fry.
It's about 2.5 laps left to go.
So Jet Lawrence, 9th place. I believe that pays 12 points. And there's 25 for the race leader. Should be Justin Cooper.
Well, and you can see when you get these long shots, once we make a turn here, and as Cooper makes the right-hander over, Lawrence makes the right-hander, goes up through this section. See, when it's a 180, he's going to look out the left side of his goggle. He just took a peek right there. He's going to see one of those blue Monster Energy Yamahas, and that's going to be Jarrett Fry, which, of course, is Cooper's teammate. That's the next rider in line. Still not to the place, though, where the pass is going to be worth 2 points. correct?
No, you got to get in the top 5.
Top 5.
The difference between 5th and 4th is 2. 5th and 6th is 1. And anything further back is 1. So Lawrence in 9th.
So Cooper just got the 2-lap board.
He's delivered. The last couple of motos, Fox Raceway and Indiana, those 4 motos were not good for Cooper. He has bounced back at the right time. This would be a clutch moto win.
Well, and maybe that momentum or that Lady Luck pendulum has swung the other way. And I mean, you have to stay in it when it's a 12 race, but 24 motos, 24 individual races is what encompasses this Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. And you really have to give it to Justin Cooper at this point. I mean, he hasn't thrown in the towel. And if he can go out and execute this last couple of laps here, keep the Yamaha on 2 wheels, earn the full 25 points, he's going to close it back up and give himself a chance.
It's going to be right around.
There's a chance,
there is. Right? It's going to be right around 10 points if it ends like this. And the 10 points is essentially the gap. It would still, Lawrence would need a 5th in Moto 2. This is all very rough estimates that he could even change at the end of this moto. But the scenario right now, you're kind of looking at Cooper would have to win the second moto, and Lawrence would have to finish outside the top 5, give or take.
Yeah, but you've got R.J. Hampshire that is riding for everything. You've got Hunter Lawrence, who sits in 3rd right now. He's trying to get 3rd in the championship. So both those guys have the battle within the battle. And then you've got
we'll
Shimoda,
see how Lawrence
good.
races Lawrence in Moto 2, though.
You've got Volan, you've got Kitchen, all these younger riders, and even Schwartz, who without that crash with Mosman, both of those riders would be up front.
Yeah.
So there is so much competition.
Faulkner bike broke. Was fast today. So there's enough riders certainly to get between a 1st and a 5th.
That's my point.
Okay,
this
I'll
isn't
sum it
a
up
gimme.
for you. Yeah.
Not even for Justin Cooper.
No.
He's got to stay focused. I mean, he's got to try to get to
he almost went down with a lap rider. Oh, it's getting nervous time for everyone, the teams, the riders. Well, even Jeff Emig and Jason Wygant here in the booth.
Well, there's so much on the line. I mean, for either Justin Cooper or Jet Lawrence, this is going to be the biggest.
Cooper! What? Off the track. He's got to avoid getting those banners caught on the rear wheel. He just got so lucky as the white flag comes out.
I thought he was down. I cannot believe he kept the Yamaha on 2 wheels right there.
And again, if he had caught those banners,
am I going to jinx these riders? Am I going to jinx it? He looks just too much pressure right now.
He just made another mistake. He looks totally rattled here. He even looked back.
Okay, it's lap rider. Watch, he doubles up and comes in here, and the rider in front of him, just like what happened to Jet Lawrence.
Yep.
Cooper gets on the brakes, but this one is all on his own. No problem. Cruises through the mechanics area. Take a look over. Whoa! Front tire loses traction. And all those sponsor banners right there.
He would have been done. If those banners got caught in the bike, he would not have finished the moto. We saw it happen a couple times this year. Hampshire had it. And you get 300 feet of banners stuck in your rear wheel.
Wow. Well,
you're done.
I hope all you fans that are watching this on MAV TV and Peacock are enjoying this intensity. I know Jason and I and our production team, we love bringing you this action, but that makes my heart race because you wish the best for these riders, right? We don't play any favorites. We just want them to each have their best day. And for Cooper right now, if he can wrap up this moto, he's got about 6 seconds over Hampshire. This will be a big step forward after the rough month that he has had.
Okay, so Lawrence, by the way, got the gap between he and Fry, the next rider in line, down to about 2.5 seconds, and he was 2 seconds faster than Fry the last time around. So there might be a shot in the last lap for Lawrence to pick up one more spot and one more point. Everyone might be critical here at the end of the year. It looks like Cooper is smoothed back out. The next to last lap was not good. This last lap a little better. He keeps looking back to see if anyone's close. Hampshire is about 6 seconds behind, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
I mean, I'm nervous for him. We're in the broadcast booth. We're not even on the track.
Oh, here it is. This is Lawrence. Is that Fry? It is Fry. Yep. Okay, so again, Fry is a teammate of Cooper. You know they put on the board. You have to hold this number 18 off.
Oh, yeah.
Every point counts.
Well, and training partners, teammates, you guys all work together.
Cooper continues to look over. This had to feel like a very long final 2 laps. But he's about to go back into victory lane. He does what he needs to do here. The finale, Moto 1 goes to Justin Cooper. And look at this battle. Lawrence trying to get Fry. Fry doing everything to hold him back. And Lawrence able to take the measure on the 59. There was some contact there.
There is, and this was worth 1 point, okay? 1 point difference between these two positions, and you wonder if by the time we get to the final checkered flag at the end of Moto 2, is this one pass going to make the difference in winning the title or not?
A last lap pass on Cooper's teammate. Lawrence had to do it, and he gets it done. Hampshire finishes the Moto 2nd. Hunter Lawrence is 3rd. Shimoda, Volan, Kitchen, Varese, Jed Lawrence 8th. 13 points scored, 25 scored.